sprawling epic of our planet's history, there was an age when giants walked the earth. This was not a world of myth, but a living, breathing reality, governed by carnivores of such impossible scale, they defy modern comprehension. Today, we seek to rank them. We are on a quest to identify the 5 largest terrestrial predators ever to exist. Behemoths that, in some cases, could look down upon a modern giraffe. But how do we measure a titan? When we analyze the fossil record, largest becomes a complex and fiercely debated term. Is it simply length, from the tip of the snout to the end of the tail? Is it height at the hip, the truest measure of a bipedal animal's stature? Or is it mass, the sheer, ground-shaking weight of the creature? For this definitive countdown, we will consider all 3. Our ranking is a synthesis of the most current scientific estimates for overall length, standing height, and body mass. However, size alone does not define these predators. We must also consider their lethality index, the terrifying biological engineering that made them the apex of their respective ecosystems. We will weigh the evidence for their bite force, the nature of their weaponry, and the strategies they employed to bring down prey. This is more than a list of measurements. It is a chronicle of evolutionary power. Our countdown begins now. Number 5, Tyrannotitan chubutensis. Our countdown begins in the early Cretaceous plains of what is now Patagonia, Argentina, with a predator whose very name means tyrant titan. Tyrannotitan was one of the earliest truly colossal Carcharodontosaurids, the family of shark-toothed lizards that dominated the southern continents. When we unearth its remains, we are met with a creature built for brute force. Standing nearly 4 meters or 13 feet tall at the hips and stretching up to 12.2 meters, 40 feet, long, it was a predator on a scale previously unimaginable. Its estimated weight of 6 to 7 tons puts it comfortably in the same class as a large African elephant. But this was no gentle herbivore. The skeleton of Tyrannotitan reveals a deep, robust torso anchored by powerful legs. This was not a sleek or graceful hunter. It was a walking battering ram. Its skull, while massive, was proportionally smaller and deeper than its later relatives, suggesting a different killing technique. The teeth were blade-like, but the real weapons may have been the shockingly large and powerful arms, far more developed than those of T-Rex. Analysis of the fossil evidence leads us to believe it was a close-quarters brawler, using its immense size and strong forelimbs to grapple with and overpower its prey before delivering a series of devastating, flesh-stripping bites. It earns its place on our list through sheer, primitive immensity, a foundational blueprint for the even larger carnivores that would follow in its wake. Number 4, Carcharodontosaurus saharicus. We journey forward 20 million years and cross the Proto-Atlantic to North Africa, a land of lush river deltas that was home to our number 4. Its name, Carcharodontosaurus, translates to shark-toothed lizard, and no name could be more fitting. Discovered in the Chemchem beds of the Sahara, this predator was a contemporary of Spinosaurus and was, for a time, the apex land predator of its environment. It took the Carcharodontosaurid body plan and refined it into an engine of hypercarnivory,
more efficient stride,
reaching lengths of over 12.5 meters, 41 feet, and weighing in at a formidable 7.5 tons. It was a marginal, but noticeable, step up in size from Tyrannotitan. What truly sets Carcharodontosaurus apart and secures its rank is its weaponry. When we examine its skull, which could be over 1.6 meters, 5 feet, long, we find jaws lined with 20-centimeter long, 8-inch teeth. But unlike the conical spikes of a tyrannosaur, these teeth were flat and serrated, like steak knives. They were not designed to crush bone. They were instruments of surgical lethality, engineered to slice through flesh and inflict catastrophic blood loss. We believe its hunting strategy was one of shock and awe. It would deliver a single, massive, shearing bite to a large sauropod or ornithopod, then simply follow its wounded victim, waiting for shock and exsanguination to do the work. It was a specialist in hemorrhage, a phantom of the floodplain whose bite was an inescapable death sentence. Number 3, Giganotosaurus carolinii. Returning to South America, we meet the predator that dethroned T-Rex in the public imagination as the largest meat eater of all time. Our number 3, Giganotosaurus. Living some 30 million years after its cousin Tyrannotitan, this Patagonian terror represents the zenith of the Carcharodontosaurid lineage in the southern hemisphere. For decades, its statistics have been the stuff of legend. An estimated length of up to 13.2 meters, 43 feet, a weight tipping the scales at over 8 tons, and a skull so large you could lie down inside it. Standing over 4 meters, 13 feet, tall at the hips, it was longer and taller in profile than a Tyrannosaurus rex. Giganotosaurus was the undisputed king of its domain, an environment it shared with some of the largest animals that ever lived, including the 100-ton sauropod Argentinosaurus. This ecological context is key. A solitary hunter would struggle against such prey. The discovery of multiple Giganotosaurus specimens in close proximity has led to one of the most tantalizing theories in paleontology, that these giants may have hunted in packs. We can envision a coordinated assault, a family group of these 8-ton predators working together to isolate and systematically slash at the legs of a sauropod titan, using their shark-like teeth to sever tendons and arteries. This hypothesis, a vision of cooperative hunting on a titanic scale, elevates Giganotosaurus from a mere giant into a strategic, social predator that could tackle the most formidable prey in Earth's history. Number 2, Tyrannosaurus rex. Now we arrive at the most famous predator of all time. For a century, it was the undisputed king, and placing it at number 2 may seem like heresy, but the science is clear. Found across the late Cretaceous landscapes of North America, Tyrannosaurus rex was an evolutionary masterpiece. While an average T-Rex was slightly shorter in length than Giganotosaurus, around 12.3 meters, 40 feet, it was a fundamentally different, more robust animal. When we analyze its frame, we see a creature built for power, with a massively reinforced skeleton, a barrel-deep chest, and legs like tree trunks. The key difference is mass. The most complete specimens, like Scotty, suggest a maximum weight approaching and perhaps exceeding 9 tons. It was heavier, bulkier, and more powerfully built than any Carcharodontosaurid. Its true claim to the throne, and the reason it surpasses our number 3, is its devastatingly specialized weaponry. Its skull was not designed for slicing. It was a biological bone crusher. The teeth were thick, conical railroad spikes, deeply rooted in a massive jaw powered by enormous muscles. This generated a bite force estimated to be over 899 kilograms per square centimeter, 12,800 psi, the strongest of any terrestrial animal ever. It didn't slice flesh, it pulverized bone, shattering skeletons to get at the rich marrow within. When we add its advanced sensory capabilities, keen eyesight with overlapping binocular vision, and a sophisticated sense of smell, we see an animal that was not just a brute, but an astonishingly effective and precise hunter. It was the apex of a separate evolutionary line, the ultimate expression of power and brute force. And yet, one carnivore grew even larger. The champion, number 1, Spinosaurus aegyptiacus. We have journeyed through a gallery of giants, each one a master of its terrestrial domain. But our number 1 predator is not like the others. It is a creature that forces us to redefine the very concept of a carnivorous dinosaur. In the great river systems of Cretaceous North Africa, alongside Carcharodontosaurus, lived a titan so immense and so bizarre that for decades its true nature eluded us. We now know it as the largest meat-eating dinosaur of all time. The undisputed champion is Spinosaurus aegyptiacus, the Egyptian spine lizard. The statistics of Spinosaurus are simply staggering, placing it in a class of its own. Based on the most current fossil reconstructions, it is the longest theropod dinosaur ever discovered, stretching to an estimated maximum length of 15 to 16 meters, nearly 53 feet. That's longer than a school bus, and significantly longer than even the largest TRex or Giganotosaurus. While its weight is a topic of intense scientific debate, estimates consistently place it in the 7 to 9 ton range, making it a true heavyweight. Towering over its world was a magnificent and mysterious sail of skin, stretched over 1.6 meter tall, 5 foot, neural spines, a feature whose function, whether for display, communication, or thermoregulation, is still debated today. But what truly cements Spinosaurus as our champion is not just its size, but its radical departure from the terrestrial predator body plan. When we analyze its complete anatomy, we find a creature supremely adapted for a life in water. It had a long, narrow snout like a crocodile, filled with conical teeth perfect for snagging slippery fish. Its nostrils were set high on its skull, allowing it to breathe with most of its head submerged. New evidence reveals a broad, powerful, paddle-like tail, capable of propelling its massive body through the water with incredible force. Its bones were dense, providing ballast to help it submerge. This was no land-based sauropod hunter. Spinosaurus was the apex predator of the river, a semi-aquatic specialist that hunted giant sawfish and lungfish. It wins this contest by achieving a scale no other carnivore could match, conquering a niche that made it a true monster of two worlds. From the brute force of Tyrannotitan to the aquatic empire of Spinosaurus, our journey has showcased the sheer scale of prehistoric predation. But our list is based on the ever-evolving fossil record. Do you agree with our rankings? Who would make your top 5? Let us know in the comments below and tell us which Mesozoic titans you want us to compare next.